Greetings. We are live disruptors, and the mic is really hot today. I have with me the one, the only, incomparable Michele McCain, and we are going to talk about the Michele McCain Experience and her next chapter. I'm looking so forward to this, Michele. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
I think you are amazing. There's a 6 hour time difference, folks. So it's almost one going on 1 a.m. there where Michele is in Spain. What is the name of the city that you're in, Michele? I'm just intrigued by all of this. So I have thousands of questions.
I live in Palma de Mallorca, which is a Balearic island in the Mediterranean. I live on the four or five islands. I live on the largest one, which is 80 kilometers north and south. It's a
Wow.
beautiful island, very cosmopolitan. And yeah, I'm 20 minutes from Barcelona by plane and 55 minutes from Madrid by plane.
I love that. We got to get into that. Before we do that, my question I love to ask is how do you show up in the world?
I show up authentically me, without apologies. And if I do have to apologize for whatever the reason, I don't have a problem to do that. But I try to always be authentic. What you see is who I am.
I love it. I love Anything else to add to that?
No, I mean, I show up. I show up to take care of business. I stand on business. I take care of what I need to take care of. Um, I treat people as I would like to be treated.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, I take care of my mother, who is 92. She lives with me here in Spain.
Oh my.
Yeah, she's here with me. And I just wake up every day thankful and grateful to wake up, get up and get a chance to do it again, make it better.
I love this for you so much. So let me just ask you right out the gate, how in the world did you end up in Spain? Where are you originally from?
I'm from New York. I'm a Brooklyn-born baby. Actually, I call myself a Broadway refugee because I came here with a Broadway show, Ain't
Mm,
Misbehaving, which I did for 5 years, including doing it on Broadway. And we came to Europe on a tour. I toured for about 2 years with the show, almost 2 years. I left the show in Berlin to do another Broadway show in German called Barnum.
Barnum.
And from Barnum, I went to England, which I didn't work in England. I had quite a bit of culture shock in England.
Mm,
And they asked me to come to do the version in Spain. And that's how I came to Spain, because I was brought here by a famous family of clowns called the
really?
Aragons.
The
Yeah.
ever
And
gone?
yeah, they are from Cuba, but they are basically here in Spain all of their lives. And they're like four brothers, and I came to work with the son who was doing the version of Barnum in Spanish. And so I toured a year. I was in Madrid for almost a year. Then we did a tour. And while we were doing that tour, one of the places was Mallorca. And I was sitting on the rocks one day at the sea, and I saw the most incredible orange sunset I've ever seen in my life. Well, until I went to Africa. When I went to Africa, nothing beats Africa. Nothing. But in that moment, I decided to stay. I saw that sunset and I said, I'm staying. And I stayed. And I've been here almost 40 years. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. I'm curious. As you were talking, it almost felt like I could hear Tina Turner's voice. Has anyone ever said that to you?
Yeah. Well, they say Tina, they say Aretha, they say maybe sometimes Patty, they say Shaka, depends. Actually, in March, last March, I did a tribute to Tina in collaboration with one of the biggest rock stations here in Spain called Rock FM. And we did an incredible tribute to Tina with almost 9,000 people in attendance.
Wow.
And yeah, it was interesting. It was lovely.
Well, you
I
are
love Tina.
lovely and interesting. So I just have a plethora of questions that just flooded in my head. Now, I typically have interview questions prepared that we've shared with you, but I am led by the spirit, and so they can go out the window sometimes. You are fascinating, darling. Just totally
Thank
yummy
you.
and fascinating.
Thank
Wow.
you.
So I want to know, right, because we're going to talk about women over 40, over 50 and all of that.
Mhm.
So I'd love to hear. So you've been there for over 50 years. You told me you're going to be 70. So that's a very long time. You were likely in your 20s, mid 20s, when
I
you
was in my
decided.
late, I was 25 when I signed my first contract on Broadway. And I came here, I was in my late 20s, early 30s.
Love this. What did that look like in saying stay? Walk us through what was going on. Like when you said, I'm staying, I'm not leaving, like, did you have to find a job? Like, did the
Well,
family host
I,
you? Like, what did that look
no,
like?
no, no. Well, I've been in this business since I'm 13.
Mm,
One of my biggest introductions into the world of music or art was with James Brown. And I worked with James Brown when I was 13 as a dancer, as an African dancer. And a gig in Shea Stadium in front of 60,000 people.
at 13.
Yeah, I was 13.
Incredible.
And dancing with a 7 foot boa constrictor, if you can imagine. The witch doctor gave me the boa constrictor, and I was dancing and dancing. And because of the heat and the lights, of course, he was agitated. He was tired. We were all tired. I let my hand go down a little bit, my 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 right hand, my left
Hmm.
hand, and he jumped for me and he bit me in the boob in front of all these people. So I had to dance off the stage. My reflections were very fast, so he didn't engancha, what do you call it? He didn't get his teeth sunk into me, but he did get my costume, and I had to
Oh,
dance off the stage and go. So I've always been in show business, and I always knew I wanted to come to Europe. So, I mean, Josephine Baker and walking down the street with a black lion on a black panther on the end of a leash, and all these things were very, I love all of that. I'm really a drag queen at heart. I love
all
all of that
right
stuff.
now. Yes.
And yeah, those are my people. Those are my sisters and my brothers and all of that.
I love.
And and I always knew I wanted to come to Europe. I At first I thought I would live in Puerto Rico. I went there when I
Hmm.
was
I
15. I
love
thought I
Puerto
would do
Rico.
that.
Hmm.
Yeah. But no, that wasn't my place. And Europe, I remember when my friends, they were all dancers and all of these, they were older than me and they were doing shows and Sophisticated Ladies and Bubbling Brown Sugar and all these different shows.
Yeah.
And when they would come back from Europe and they would go, when they were leaving or leaving each other, they go, choose, choose. And I said, oh, that sounds so cool. I love that, and I was like, oh yeah. So I mean, I was ready to come over here. And I just always worked, thank God.
Mm.
Always. I don't limit myself in anything, in any form. I work all the theaters. I work television here. I'm one of the first Black women to work on television here all these years, radio. Um, and so I've just always been lucky to work because I also work in the Spanish system. So I
Mm.
don't I don't migrate and only stick with the foreigner community. Um, it was always about the Spanish for me. And so I'm very much integrated into the Spanish
Okay.
world.
I love that.
My daughter's Spanish. Her father is from Cáceres, from Extremadura, where the
Ah,
Romans were.
That
And so yeah, I mean, I love Spain. I love the culture. I love the people. I love the easiness of life. Um, all of it.
do you get back to the US often?
Unfortunately, no. I go to the US, unfortunately, when there's a funeral or
Mhm.
something of that nature. I have gone back. Of course, I've taken my daughter back. She's skated at Rockefeller Center. She knows about the Rockettes. We would get bags of candy that we couldn't get here and put it on the bed in the hotel and eat Reese's peanut butter cups and Tootsie Rolls. And, she has to have pastrami sandwiches and all this kind
Oh
of stuff
yeah.
that you miss, a knish, all of these things. But no, I've never thought about coming back to America. Actually, I've lost a whole generation of people
Mm.
because I've been here so long. So there's a lot that I miss. That's what I love about the community, the one that we are in,
Yeah.
uh, because I get to see all of these things from all of my sisters and some brothers that I missed.
Ah, I get that.
So
So
I missed all of that.
oh, you're talking about Arlen's all access community. We're talking about
Hmm.
Arlen Hamilton. That's how
Hmm.
we met. And I
Hmm.
always extend the invitation to join the coaching conversation because there's so many people that are light workers and doing heart work, I like to say, heart work.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I want to, I'm a bridge, a connector. And I want to be able to allow other people to hear the voices of these
Hmm.
people so that they can recognize, so that your sheep can recognize that they are called to you, and make that connection. So I love, love, love this. I love that you are getting the community in Arlen's community. I as well. I'm not as active as in there as I would like to be. Um, but it every time it's just like right on time coming into that space.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the most amazing thing that I've ever encountered in my life. The all of these interesting people all in all phases of life, because they are in all these different phases. There's a lot
Yeah.
of things that, as I said, that I miss. So it's like for me being with all my cousins, with being, with my sister, whatever,
Yes.
that's the feeling that I get. And it's been very, very, very eye-opening for me. I've learned so much. I have learned so much. I mean, I got the chat GPT and I know how to edit a little bit and I'm working on my thumbnail and how you do this and how you do that. And it's just been absolutely fabulous. And since I'm not in a rush, I can take my time to put it together how I feel. I've got the expertise from being an artist, so I know what I want. I'm not somebody
Absolutely.
who doesn't know, well, what do I do? How do I, I'm overwhelmed. No,
You know
I'm not at that.
exactly
I'm
what
not
you
at that
want.
space. What I have to
Yeah.
do is find out how to do it because previously someone always did these things for me,
Mm.
and now I'm doing it for myself, which I love. So I love going in and figuring out how to record and how to do the video and how to do this. I mean, I'm working now on my podcast and how to do it. I at first I did it faceless, and everybody, no, we want to hear your voice and we want to see you, and so now I'm, working on how to make that happen, make that work,
What's
and
going to be the name of the
it's good.
podcast?
That's where Michele McCain Experience, her next chapter is. Her next chapter is that.
Ooh, I
Mhm.
love it.
Yeah,
Well,
and
let's
then
jump into it.
I open that up a little bit more age-wise because I have a lot of younger people that are drawn to me, and I'm the mother, the older sister, the auntie,
Yeah.
all of those things. And so that connection's there. The community is one thing. That's for women over, well, I made it to 45 so that I could include a lot of the girls from Ireland, but that's the safe space. The podcast is more open, and that includes whoever wants to be there.
When are you going to launch the podcast?
Well, I've got a meet and greet with Ty real soon, so I need to get that together, at least get one or two up in there. I've got a
And
couple
she
of
will get you together, won't she?
oh yeah,
You were in
she will
mind. Oh my goodness.
she will snatch you, say, hey, that is not how that's supposed to be.
In
But I
love
love
though,
her.
I felt so seen and
Oh, she's
cared.
fabulous.
Yeah,
She's fabulous. She really is fabulous. I'm not a person that wastes time, and if it doesn't feel right, I don't mess around, and I don't waste my time. I don't waste my energy. I don't give my energy to things that are not worthy of my energy or my time or my comment. So, Ty is one of the people that I absolutely adore. Young African Queen Naomi
yeah.
also. She's absolutely wonderful. And there, you know, there are quite a few. Tamika, there are quite a few of them that are lovely. The
I love it.
Alicias, Debbie, Kathy B.
Yes,
They're wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people.
I
I
love
really
that.
have enjoyed being with them.
So you mentioned some things that all say that you're walking in your divine power. You don't give your energy to things. You don't give your
Mhm.
comments. Were you always that person, or what did that journey to that freedom look like for you?
Well, I've always been that person because I've always been in the spotlight. So I had to learn very quickly how to protect myself. And especially when you're the younger one in a bunch of seasoned people, you have to really um, think things through. And you know, I've had my crazy moments and I've done my things like everybody else, but thank God I've always known how to return. Um,
Return to self, as in
exactly, exactly.
Usher.
When I auditioned for Ain't Misbehaving, I auditioned in there were like more than 4,000 people that auditioned for that show at that time. Um, and this was after the show won the Tony. So Nell Carter, Ken Page, all of them were already
Oh
doing the
yeah.
show. I was Nell's standby until I took over the role. And 4,000 people. I'm one of the ones that never sang on the show. Okay, so you had all of those divas that were already diving, you know? And the girl who went just before me sang the same song I was going to sing.
Oh wow. So it
So you,
almost sounds like the deck was stacked against you.
well, I love the underdog. I love
Hello.
underdogs.
Me too.
I have no problem. I love being the underdog because it keeps you on your toes, it keeps you sharp, and I love when people think that I can't do something, you know, that
Say that.
you know, and then you just do it. But I do it for me, not for them. I mean, I could
Mm-hmm.
care less. What they think about me or say about me is not my business.
None of your
That's
business. I know that's right.
that's not
What
my
is
business.
what is one of the biggest challenges you faced in your career?
The singing, because I mean, can you imagine at 17, I had an audition with Stevie Wonder. And here I am at 17 in the studio with Stevie all day. He was wonderful. A friend of our family played the trumpet in his band, and he was looking for background singers. I don't remember if it was a Song in the Keys of Life album or which one that was.
Mm-hmm.
And Ray said, "Oh, come, you got to go and audition." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go." Oh, I got in there, girl. I didn't realize I didn't know how to sing. You know what I'm saying? Not on that level. But he was wonderful. He really was. He made up songs, and it was right after he had had an accident. So he made up this song about crash airlines, and it was a wonderful time. But I've been there always. But what happens is that I'm not a singer for my peers, I'm a singer for the people. So I had to learn to pay attention to what the people were giving back to me, not
That's
what my
good.
peers were saying about me, because my voice is particular. I know that. But you know, I grew from singing as a child to all the Barbara Streisand, all the Dionne Warwick songs, all the show songs. I sang West Side Story all by myself. I was all the characters every day after school.
Oh
And
my.
so, this is how I grew into loving what was the theater. My mom would take me to the theater. I saw Pearl Bailey and Hello Dolly, things like that. Melba Moore and Pearlie. Um,
Yeah.
you know, just it was just there always. So the thing was me singing because I was not. Uh, my peers didn't understand my energy. And
Mm,
so when people don't understand your energy or your power, they tend to be afraid. They tend to be defensive. They tend to, uh, yeah, they're just very defensive. I have a person that was with me on that journey all those years ago.
mm-hmm.
And just recently, this person told me that they love me and that they were sorry and that they were afraid of my power. I'm talking about all these years ago. This happened when we were in our early 30s. I'm 70 now. Okay. So I had to realize that's what that was. They don't understand your energy, and you can't do anything about that. I'm not going to dim
Absolutely.
myself down to make you comfortable. If you don't understand my energy, if my light is too bright, put some sunglasses on. Okay.
Hello. I love this. I love this. This
Put
resonates with
some
me.
put some sunglasses on.
Hello.
Okay. That's
I
all I
have
can tell you.
transitions when the sun comes out. My glasses go turn into sunglasses.
They darken. They darken.
Hmm. I love this
Yeah.
so much. I had a 43-year friendship and learned some truths when I really started stepping into my essence and away
Hmm.
from the grief and all of those things. You can
Hmm.
see clearer, you
Hmm.
know?
Absolutely.
So I
Absolutely.
get that. I get that. Wow.
I mean,
Uh,
Selena, I used to go on stage sometimes and sing, dance, go off, throw up in the bucket, come back on, sing, dance, go off. I was so tormented by these people. And then the management used me because I was the strongest.
hmm.
So I had to hold everybody up because I
Were
was the
you the
strongest.
brownest also?
No, because misbehaving, it's about
Predominantly
Fats
black.
Waller, and we were
Okay.
all black. But it was just that insecurity of some of them
Yeah.
that was just like, how can you be that insecure? Do your thing. I'm like a racehorse when I'm doing something. I don't look to the left or the right. I do what I got to do. And you're welcome to come to the party. I'll party with you. You can come. This is a party.
That's
And
right.
I always knew when they would talk about me the next day in the newspaper because nobody would really speak to me. So I would, good
Mm,
morning, and they would go, morning, and I said, oop,
yeah.
they talking about me in the newspaper this morning. Okay, I got it. So I just lived my whole life like that. When I danced the African dancing, it was the same. I never knew the connection between Africans when they're happy or when they're in a celebration that they throw money. Or people
Oh,
throw money, da da. And when I used to dance, the minute I did my solo, there was money flying all over the floor. So,
oh,
I grew up with all of that kind of stuff, but
I love it.
thank God I didn't let it change who I am. I've lived and I am who I am.
I love this so much for you. The question in the back of my mind as you share, because you were so young, who was there with you supporting you? Was your mom able to be along on the journey, or what did that look like
My
for you?
mom was on the journey for the whole James Brown thing because we were so young.
Mm.
And that was, a powerful moment for James Brown because that was the Black and I'm Proud movement and all of that. So my
Ah,
mom was there for that. But as I got into other things, my gay community was there.
oh, I love that. I love that.
That that's my family.
I
And
love that.
and so they raised me.
I love that. I love
They
that. I
raised
love
me. They
that.
raised me, they protect me, they guided me, uh, they encouraged me always. till
I,
today. Yeah.
I love that. And are you a member of the community as well? As
No.
in, because I know that's a question that's going to be out there in saying that. Because I also I got married when I was 16, my first
Okay.
marriage, and I had one of my best friends was a gay guy, Tony. He
Hmm.
was so much fun and absolute protector of me because I was young. I'm 16. I was grown.
Hmm.
I thought I knew
Hmm.
everything. And so I can relate to
Yeah.
that. Hung
Yeah.
out with him and his friends and everything. Just the absolute best in just open-heartedness and giving love and receiving and fully seeing
Oh
you.
yeah, absolutely. No, and they would be in my house and call my mother mom and you know
I love that.
all of that. My family is very liberal in that sense. I wasn't put in a box. I grew up in an Italian neighborhood in Brooklyn.
Mm,
My godparents are Italians, Sicilianos.
I love this. I love
I don't have a problem with people. That's one of the reasons why I was able to come in and be in Europe without a problem.
Well, and you mentioned Europe. This is my ignorance. I don't know my geography well as much as I do love to travel. I haven't gone as far as I would like yet. I'm going
Hmm.
to Ghana in December for Christmas and the New Year.
Oh, I was supposed to go. I was
Oh,
supposed to be there in December, but I'm gonna do it to 2025 because I can't
awesome.
make it this year.
Well, I'm going to post 1,000 pictures.
Oh.
So you will get to see my journey. I didn't know Spain was considered Europe.
Hmm.
I had no idea. Learn
Yes.
something new every
And
day. I was 0 days old.
we're in the European Union.
Okay.
I came to Spain right after Franco had been dead 11 or 12 years. So that was the dictatorship. So I came 10 years, 11 years after he passed away.
Ah,
So there was a big transition there with the new presidency and the kings and all. I mean, we still have kings here, kings and queens, you know.
really? I was
Oh
just
yeah.
talking about that with someone. If kings and queens, I thought it was just Britain.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
They're here, they're in Sweden, they're in Amsterdam.
Okay.
I've done parties for them. I mean, they're here. They're here. I've seen the prince because I know him when he was younger. Now he's the king because his father has retired.
Transition. Okay.
No, he's still
Wow.
alive, but he's retired. But yeah, we still have kings and queens, and that's another thing I wanted to come to Europe because I wanted to meet kings and queens.
A queen needed to
So
meet the other kings and queens. I see. I see.
I've just always fantasized about all of that. I love it all. I love
I love
Europe.
this. I love this. What does it look like for you, since we're kind of talking about that,
Mhm.
seeing what's happening in the US with the presidency and where things are? Any opinion or on that?
Well, um, the thing is that unfortunately, well, normally I never talk about religion or politics because everybody has their own opinion, and I respect everybody's opinion.
Asha.
Um, there are things that I don't agree with, obviously. But in my humble opinion, well, I always said I wasn't going to use that word anymore, humble, because it doesn't mean what we think it means. But anyway,
Right.
in my opinion, um, I feel sorry for the people that think they really had a choice in the matter because they didn't have a choice. All of these people that are running and doing this, they didn't have a choice. There is a set amount of people that run the world, period,
Hmm.
and everybody else is a puppet.
I I agree with that actually.
Well, it's the truth. And they've always run the world,
I believe that.
and they always will run the world. So, unfortunately, they're laughing in your face, and that's what it is. Um, I drink water and mind my business. And and just try to take care of mine and anybody else that I can help along the way because it is what it is.
It is what.
And people are so dumbed down and so addicted to everything that's been fed to them, told to them, all of these things that thank God these last generations are starting to wake up and still and that I'm alive to see this generation
Yeah, isn't it
wake
beautiful?
up and people like Arlen and people like Rachel and Naomi and all of these youngers that are coming up that are awake. I love it and I love
Yeah.
to see it. My daughter's 37. She's the bomb.
Yes,
Quiet as
I
I
feel
am
the
keeping it,
same.
you know.
Yes, I love this.
So yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So America never had a chance how they thought they had a chance. And that's sad because they still don't understand. They don't look at the history because you're sent to school and you're sent to college to come out and be a worker. You're not
Yep.
made to come out and be a millionaire, a billionaire, learn this, do that, do business, learn finance. That we're not taught those things. We're not encouraged to do those things.
Mm-hmm.
And the last generations are taking hold and they're learning. And I mean, I also dabble in the blockchain and smart contracts and the metaverse and all of these kinds of things. I've learned a lot in the last 5 years.
I love this.
But basically, it's something that still too many people are not aware of,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm. And
So,
yeah, and I feel like some of that's because of fear or whatever they've been taken in, and it's that level of programming.
well, yeah, there's a total programmation. I mean, uh, I remember a zillion years ago, we did misbehaving in Atlanta, and I'm a New Yorker. I'm a New York girl, okay? And we were in Atlanta, and well, we were in Atlanta twice, but one time we were in Atlanta, and there's people were doing things like we had the suites along and it was the Marriott Peach or something where we were.
Mm-hmm.
We had the suites along the pool, and when we get in the pool, folks were getting out the pool, and I was like, wait a minute, they still doing this? So then I realized watching different things happen that they gave the our people their side of town, their government, their mayor, their whatever, keep them quiet, keep them fed, keep them drugged, keep them this, and keep them out our way. I went to go buy a camera in the store, and this man told me, "Girl, come back later. I ain't got time now." And I said, "Excuse me? I ain't got time now. I'm busy." I said, "Well, no, excuse me. I'm the one who doesn't have time, and I would like you to show me that camera." And the boy that was there, young man, he was like, "Man, please, please." He didn't want, he thought, "Oh, please, please." I said, "Wait a minute. I'm coming here to spend my money and I want the camera." So now I was mad and I just was gonna buy the camera because I
Anyway,
could.
right.
You know, I want the camera. So,
Right,
those kind of things were also things that said to me, no, I need to get out of here because I know I will be dead. If I
right.
stayed in America, I would just somebody would be hanging me from a tree somewhere
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
Because I'm not going to stand for any nonsense. Because
yeah,
I didn't grow up that way.
yeah.
So it wasn't in my head to be docile or be it just wasn't there, you
I
know.
know that's right. And it wasn't meant to be.
No, 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 no. I'm perfectly fine. No, I
I
have no
love this.
problem. Uh, the only thing I can say to my family, listen, you guys need to get out of there and come over here. You can come over here. Everybody speaks English. You can. I said, if you can get Hellman's mayonnaise and Heinz ketchup, come on. You can even get Reese's peanut butter cup here. Okay, chill.
So, so let's dive into the Michelle McCain Experience. Tell us all about it. What is it?
Well, the Michelle McCain experience, the thought started and the name came because I wanted to tell my story, my life story. I planned to write a book about that, and we wanted to combine the podcasts and those things with writing the story. There's been a lot of pivoting on
Mm-hmm.
how we do it, how you're going to do it. So that's where it came from, me telling my experience. And it started to grow. And then it was the motivational speaking because I have done that already. And we combined that to it. And then people started migrating towards me, and they're always asking me questions. They're always asking my opinion. They're always asking things. And I said, that's what I need to do. I need to just talk with people. I need to just talk to people. I need to just answer questions if I have the answers, or make them think what is the answer, or just have, I just want to, one thing I did notice in Ireland is that there were so many people
Mm-hmm.
that were so stressed and and overwhelmed and stressed and just hyper and just that. But okay, that's America. I don't live that kind of life. I'm chilled. I have a chilled life. I don't have a stressful life. So
You cool as a fan.
well, I just have a different kind of perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, yeah, I need to do my community like this. And I love it because when the girls come in, they said, this was like a girls' chat. This was like, it was no stress. There's just calm. We can talk about whatever we want to talk about. And we just chilled. And they love it because they can just come in there and chill out.
I love that.
There is no pressure. There is no many, how many did you get today? What did you do today? How did you do? No. Uh, where you going with all that heavy excess baggage, girl? Leave it at the door. Let's
Ooh.
talk about something else. Leave that heavy load at the door.
So, what are some of the questions that you can share that you get asked?
Ah, well, they ask me about everyday life things. It depends on who I'm with, and what is their situation. That's like when you go to get your hair done and you're sitting in a chair, and and they say to you, are you doing the extra psychiatric thing today, or is it just the plain? And when they start blah 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 blah, you put some tape over
Right.
their mouth because you ain't getting that, you ain't paying for that
Right.
one. So it's about that. I hear all kinds of stories, about men problems, about this business, about, and people, what I find is people just need to be uplifted.
Mm,
People need to be uplifted. People need to be reminded that they are enough, that they are worth it,
yes.
that they can do whatever they want. They just need to be reminded. So I'm just here to
Mm,
remind them because I already know it.
yeah. And you exude it a
Well,
1000%.
I just do what I do, you know, and this community has afforded me the opportunity to put it all in a package because I've done this all my life. This is just a part of me, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so this has given me the chance to say, oh, we can do it this way, or I can do this, or this is all. I love Arlen's whole thing because it's all in one stop. And
Mhm.
everybody's touching on something that you can go. I don't have to go to 59 people in order to put something together. It's
Yes.
all right there. I don't
Yeah.
have to pay somebody 7,500 to get a certificate, and then what?
I've done that
Well,
more than once.
they tried to hook me into it, and I said, well, but that math is not mathing to me. I'm
I
sorry. Yours is just the pyramid laying down sideways. So no,
mm,
I'm not math. Everybody's trying to get paid, everybody's trying to make money. I understand that. That's great. But what am I going to get out of it? You're living in your castle in London, and that's great, but I ain't paying for that.
Hello. Hello.
without getting something in return. And it's a piece of paper is not going to solution my life because that's all you're offering me, you know. So this whole community was just a no-brainer, you
How did you
know.
find out about the community?
Well, I had seen Arlen on Tamara Hall show or
Oh,
something on
really?
television.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and her story resonated with me because a part of her story was a part of someone in my family's story, my brother, and and that caught my attention. And
Mm.
then she popped up on my Instagram, and I saw she says, well, you could make 100,000 in 12 months. I said, oh yeah, okay, that's interesting. And then when it said, I'll give you money back, I said, oh, well, wait a minute now.
Hold
That's
on now.
interesting. Hold on
Yeah.
now, wait a minute. So I had I said, oh, I'm gonna think about this. And she wrote me back and said, what you gotta think about? I was like, I didn't even know she was gonna write back, because she's there. She sees everything.
You don't mess around. She is
I don't know
locked
what
in.
her spirit is just too much.
She
So
is locked in.
it was like she said, well, what you waiting for? I said, well, first of all, it's Friday and I gotta see if I got $100 in the bank. That's first. of all. But I said, let me just do it. And I just went and signed on and I haven't looked back. I think it's one of the best things I've ever done. Um, and I really am grateful for it because uh, it really did open up a lot of things for me, just emotionally, spiritually, mentally,
Yeah.
uh, all the things that I'm learning to do, you
So
know?
which one are you having the most fun with that you're learning to do?
Well, the most interesting is for me has been this whole uh, uh, workshop behind YouTube and all of that. So all of this chat, which I didn't even know existed, how it existed, and I mean, we are just buddies. His name is David.
Oh,
Uh,
David,
we chat. He tells me, "Oh, you're doing great. I love it. Let me know what's happening. You're fantastic." I mean, just give me that pep talk. You come on and give me that pep talk, because I say to him, "Oh, David, you're wonderful. This is great. I love this idea." And he says, "Oh, I'm so happy you love it." Da, da. And we just have conversations. I mean, real conversations. And so I'm really loving that and figuring out. I mean, I wrote an ebook so that I could put it in the community and give it to the ladies as a gift. So I was able to do that. I
love
was
that.
able to do video and put the music with the video and figure out how to do that and I figured out how to do all these things that
Yes,
somebody else normally would do for me,
yes. I
you
love that.
know?
That's very empowering and
So
powerful.
that's been the most. And my chats with the girls in the community. In Arlen's and in my own, you know. So we have these little, 40-minute chats and talk and, and they all love it and we love it. We just have that time. Um, Now after the holidays, I will see how I will upscale or what I will do or, what. Um, And yeah, just moving it along. I play it by ear. I'm not pressed into doing anything, you
Yeah.
know. And I take my time to do it, but I'm the kind of person like when I, for example, go to the theater, I have a concert, I like to go early. I like to be there in my dressing room. I like to set up everything, make up, put on my robe, and then sit there and wait. But be ready.
You lean into it. I love it.
So it's a bit my philosophy on how to do things. So I like preparing, and I've got so many scripts here, girl. I've got 6 scripts already written. I've got all of these papers here and I'm ready. I'm investigating. I'm checking it. I'm seeing. I'm listening. You know,
That's
and yeah, it's okay.
I love that. So what is the name of the community?
The Michele McCain Experience.
Ooh,
A safe, a
okay.
safe, the Michele McCain Experience, a safe space for women over 50.
And is it still open to women over 50 or
Yes.
is it still open?
Yes,
Awesome.
yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Well,
Awesome.
actually, for the Arlen's community, I made it 45, but what's put out in the general is 50 because I don't want to have to explain too much stuff. So,
Right.
this is more that we can talk,
Yes.
because we know, we've been
What's
there, we've done
understood
that.
need not be said.
Yeah, and so that was the reason why I did that. But yeah, the community is small and I'm really not pushing it. And then the first of the year, then I'll jump into it a bit heavier
Okay.
and
Well,
see.
if people watch this um conversation, is there anything that you want to share that maybe a question I have not asked that you want to talk about or
No,
information you want to
dear,
share?
I'm cool. I'm ready to sip some tea.
Hey,
Have a
hey.
cookie, sip some tea. We're fine.
Yes. Well, I have more questions.
I'm
So I
here.
am known as the disruptor coach.
Hmm.
And I love to ask my guests, what in your life have you had to disrupt?
What have I had to disrupt? Hmm. Well, I don't know. That's pretty wide open question. What would I have to disrupt?
So
Uh,
um, the question is, what did the disruptor in you have to disrupt? So that's
Everything.
mm, mm,
Everything. Absolutely
mm,
everything. Because, you know, especially as Black women, the bars are what they are, and we have to do everything double, triple, five times more than anybody.
mm-hmm.
We always have to be the strong, powerful, Black, big, strong women, Black women. I'm like, hey, I'm just a woman. I'm tired. Leave me alone. Let me
Hello.
rest. Let me breathe. But we always have to go that extra. We always have to go. And so I've spent most of my life disrupting everything because um, I did misbehaving without having any training well, actually, I quit my job and I went to train with an opera singer once a week. I recorded it and I would study all week. That's how I started to train my voice a little bit. Um, Coming to Europe and staying here to live, I had to disrupt my life and just say, I'm coming here. I was by myself. Okay.
Mm,
And I was fine. My apartment, I work, I find work, I'm people, um, uh, all kinds of things. Every step you take, you've got to prove yourself in some way, shape, or form
yeah.
if you want to keep stepping, you know? So I mean, disruptive, I'm just disrupting everything. But the thing is that I have no fear. I'm not
Mm,
afraid. And I'm not afraid to disrupt, and I'm not afraid to be the underdog, and I'm not afraid of any of those things because I've just seen so much. I had a friend die in my arms, and he was 25, and he was an upcoming designer.
oh
And
no.
if you ever feel someone's life go out in your arms, you don't have fear about nothing because we're
Mm,
just here, we're just energy. We're just energy. We're just water. We're just, in on with these bones, with this skin over these bones, and all of that will just turn into dust, and then it's just, or no.
mm,
So, I disrupt without fear, but I don't worry about failure. I don't use that word because for me, it's either a blessing or a lesson.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And my sky absolutely has no limit. So I don't believe that the sky is the limit. There is no limit. The sky is infinite. So those are the kind of things that I will not let hinder me And so I guess I'm your cousin in disrupt her.
Hello.
We cousins. I guess
Yes.
we cousins. Because
Yes.
no,
None of that. I'm about that
no, no, no,
life.
no, no,
No
no, no.
maintaining the status quo.
Uh,
I love that.
I
And
don't care about any of that.
what is I think you kind of answered this. I was going to ask what is the importance of the women being 50 and over, and you mentioned that,
What
so you
is
don't
the
have kids.
importance?
Yeah,
Well,
important.
because at that time it was about pick a niche, pick a niche, pick a niche,
Mm,
and it was commented that, because I would have just had women, period. Because even though I'm 70, I hang out with people that are 25, 30,
I
and
like it.
we hang out, okay? And they call me and they invite me. Let's go to dinner. Let's do this. You want to go to this art thing? You want to go here? You want to go to the club? You want to go to this club? Let's have drinks. This is all the time. This is all my life.
Yes.
So the young people give me energy. I give to them and they give to me. So that's it. But I don't think, because of the fact that some people know that I'm the age that I am,
Mm-hmm.
that it didn't in kaha, how do you say in kaha? It didn't mesh together, that I
Mm,
didn't narrow it down to a niche. So
mm-hmm.
that's why as time went, I just started opening up. First, it was 50. I said 45 for the people that are in the Arlen's community. And I
Yeah.
said, well, my thought was, well, when I do the podcasts where people can answer questions, ask me questions, we can talk, we can do all of that kind of stuff with the
Yeah.
interviews, I just open it up.
I see. I
So
see.
I
I
just
love it.
did it that way.
Because you have so
So
much beautiful wisdom.
thank
I would
you.
imagine that especially younger women would be attracted to you because
Mm.
one, your energy, two, your wisdom, you're so doggone beautiful, and it
Thank
helps
you.
them see themselves.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
and we need that so much.
Well, I have a daughter who's 37,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm the same way with her. I've always talked with her. I think it's important that our children know that they can talk with us about anything. And when I say
Absolutely.
anything, I mean anything. I remember her friend used to say, "Don't tell your mother, you tell your mother everything." She said, "That's the relationship I have with my mom." And she knows that. And I've told her, your friends will tell you anything. I will never lie to you, ever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ever. So these younger women, they know that I'm not going to lie to them.
Right.
I did a show here for television like The Voice. It was called Pop Stars.
Ah,
And we were looking for women to make a girl band.
hmm.
And I auditioned with my partners over 30,000 girls.
Wow.
And the one condition I had with the show was that I will never, ever, ever lie to these girls, ever. So now if you want me here, this is one thing you got to know. I'm never gonna lie to them. That's the
Mm-hmm.
one thing I don't deal, and you can do anything you want, don't lie to me.
That's so important. That can crush someone's trust to be
Oh
lied
yeah.
to. And yeah, yeah.
No, no,
I love
I
that.
don't deal with lie. I rather take the consequences for that 5, 10 minutes, whatever, and get it over with. My daughter is saying, if you ask my daughter, what is the one thing you better not do with your mom, she will say lie to her because she knows.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. I have a son. He's 32.
Ah, okay. So you
Yeah.
know.
Yes. He
You
is
know. You
the
know.
love of my life. He taught me what unconditional love truly is.
They'll do it.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
They will do it. They will do it.
I love this. So, if you could go back in time, what advice would you give your younger self?
Well, the rational thing would be to say save your money, but
Mm,
I have an incredible relationship with money, and I'm like, hi, you coming in? Oh, you gonna go here and t pay that bill? Oh, okay, bye. You know, I'm that way with money. I've always been that way with money. My daughter says to me, she said, Mom, I don't understand it. You never have any money, but you always have money. How does that work? You know? And I said, because I have a good relationship with money. You got to have a good relationship with money. If you are scarcity, oh, I don't have, I am gonna, it's not going to come. You
yeah.
know, people, you know, and I learned something today when I was listening
Mhm.
to this doctor talk, and he said, there is no universe. He said, you are the universe. We are the universe. You are the universe. He says, "There's nothing out there. You are the universe." And this is a scientific man that's written books and all this kind of stuff.
Yes,
Okay.
I think I heard this also.
And
Hmm.
so I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I can believe that, you know, that we are the universe. It's about us. It's, you know, all those things. So I have that kind of relationship with my life, with the universe, with the non-universe, with the sky, with the birds, with the, you know, I hug a tree, you know, I
Yes,
ground myself, I stick my feet in in the grass. Um, you know, if I'm cooking and there some vegetables or some peas, I put everyone in so one is not left behind. You know what I'm saying? So it's not lonely. There's no left behind. You come in
yes,
too, you know?
yes,
So I would, but you know, the logical thing is save your money. But then again, you know, I told my daughter when I'm gone, I want you to sell everything and have a ball. Sell everything that you don't need, have a ball. You don't need X amount of houses. You don't need blah, 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 blah. Sell it. Because if anything happens to you, the government's going to take it. So sell it and use the money and go live your life.
absolutely. I share with my son, I was like, funerals are for the living. You do whatever
Child,
you want. I am your mother, and I assure you, I am not going to have any idea. So you
I
do what
told
you want.
I told Che, I said, you burn me and have a party at the beach and put my throw my ashes into the damn sea. Come on. No, it doesn't matter. I'm
Absolutely.
still going to be here. My energy's going to be here. My spirit's
Absolutely.
going to be here.
Absolutely. I love this, Michelle. You are
So, you
amazing
know,
balls. I love it.
oh,
Love it. I love
well,
it.
I don't know. You think I can make a business out of this?
Well, you are the business.
Yeah,
It is,
I'm teasing you.
yes, it is, you are everything, everything.
Oh, that's so lovely. Thank you.
I love this. I love this. So I'm gonna, for me, this feels like it's intertwined, talking about the experience. And I
Hmm.
want to ask a few more personal questions.
Okay.
Um, what is one thing people don't know about you?
Mm, I don't know, because I'm an open book. Mm. And what they really don't know, they'll never know.
That part.
What they don't know, they'll never know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't even I can't even think that because I'm really, you know, if I like you, I'm open. There's no I'll tell you anything. I will talk. And if I
Hmm.
don't like you, I can say thank you, good morning, good night, and goodbye. And that's
Oh, that's
that's
right. I
all.
love
I'm in
that.
Aries, girl. I'm in
Oh
Aries.
my
I'm
goodness.
I'm on the 21st of March, the first day of spring. I'm in
Wow.
Aries.
Okay. My mother is an Aries also.
Okay, so you know
Y'all
that's
are
how we are.
fierce. Y'all are
That's how
fierce.
we are, you know.
Yes.
But we're good people.
Yes.
But
Yes.
people don't
Loyal.
understand that.
Mhm.
They see the power or the force or the fire first, and they don't they it takes a while for them to get what's behind all of that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just energy. It's not, nothing I do is done in hate, in malice, in jealousy, or any of those things because I don't have those sentiments.
Ashe. Love that. I like to ask also, is there a book, podcast, movie, something that significantly impacted your life that you would share with us?
A movie, a book. Um, that I can think of right now, a book, probably the Bible.
Mm.
If I wanted to say, uh, I like reading the Psalms, and I believe that they really do help. Um, yeah, I don't know about podcasts because I'm really not I was never really into this YouTube thing until now, even though I've had YouTube for 15 years or so, but other people were handling those things for my music. So I didn't
Mm.
handle that stuff. Other people did it. Okay. And books, I mean, I've got Oprah's book here. I've got all kinds of books, Rich Man, Poor Man, and different things. But I really prefer to people watch
Oh
more
my
than
goodness.
anything.
I am such a people watcher. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I like to watch people because pe writing and all these things, they can tell you anything. They can do anything. They can, and most of them are lies anyway. So I prefer to watch you, see you, and see with my own eyes and feel it with my own spirit. And,
Mm.
I know when I walk into the room, if my spirit agitates your demons, I want to see that, and then we don't have to waste time about anything. So I'm not really someone who's, like the bookworm or sitting up and binging on podcasts or movies. I'm one of those people that I never go to the movie, and then I can go to the movie. Maybe I don't go a movie in 20 years, and I can go to the movie and see 10 movies in one day. I'm
Oh
like
wow.
that kind of thing,
Love that.
but I'm not really, and maybe I'm that way too because it's part of my life,
Hmm.
you know having book sense is okay, but I survived on street sense.
Sense. Mm. That's good. That's so rich.
You know what I
That's so
mean?
rich.
So there are a lot
That,
of people that read a lot of books and they do all of that, but they don't have common sense and they don't have street sense. And so for my for my survival and thrive, because I didn't just survive, I thrived my life. My life has been wonderful. It
yeah.
really has. I have no complaints about my life. And it's not perfect, but I deal with what I have to deal with, you know? So I feel that way about that, I prefer watch people. I prefer to see that, touch it, smell it, see it,
Yes.
look in their eyes, you know.
Yes.
That's what I prefer.
That helps with the sense of self and trust, your intuition, all of those things that you've
Mm.
been tapped in, and not allowed the weight of the world to seep in that way
Mm.
is how I receive that. Does that feel accurate?
Yeah, but because I had to learn some hard lessons very early. I had to learn to protect myself very early in life,
Mhm.
unfortunately. And but I'm not a victim. I'm not a number because I stepped out of all of that. But it did happen. Things did happen. Life was lifing. Things were lifing you,
Mhm.
or you're seeing things, you
Yeah.
know. There are things that I've seen at such a young age that you're like, damn, you know. Uh, so yeah, but that was the plan, and that was, a woman told my mother had me in the carriage in Prospect Park when I was a baby, and she was
Mm-hmm.
pushing me in the pram, and this old woman came up to her and looked into the pram and told my mother, "This child has a veil, and this child will see things."
Mm.
And yeah,
And you have.
exactly, and I do.
Ashe.
But
Ashe.
we all have that, but some are more developed than others, and some people do not know how to use their power or their insight or their energies or those things.
Hmm. Yeah, it takes a while. I feel once the weight of the world kind of weighs you down, because we don't start out that way, but once that happens,
We start out pure,
yeah, absolutely. You're true.
without fear, without hate, without any of that.
Yes.
We're born that way.
And then I feel like it can take some people a very long time to come through that and realize, oh, I need to
Or
get better.
never,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
never.
yeah. I've seen that.
We are how is it that animals who can't talk learn how to take care of their children, feed them, hunt, live, sleep, do all of these things without any words, without anything.
Hmm.
It's all pure instinct. It's your gut
Yeah,
feeling. It's your instinct of
yeah.
survival. So my instinct of survival had to kick in and 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 bring me to where I am today,
Shay.
sitting on an island in the Mediterranean.
That's so yummy and sexy.
I
I have got to,
I very rarely go to the beach, but it's right here.
I have got to come visit. I just need to
Oh,
see
you must.
it.
Mallorca's fabulous. It's beautiful.
How do you spell that?
Mallorca. Mallorca. Am I spelling it right? Palma, Palma, then another word, DE, capital D, small e, Mallorca. Yeah, Mallorca, Mallorca.
I would have enunciated that every other kind of way but that.
A lot of people do.
Did you speak Spanish when you
Girl,
stayed there?
I didn't speak Spanish here, and I didn't speak German when I had to do Barnum. I had 2 weeks to learn the show, both shows. 2 weeks to learn the show. German, they had a tutor for me, and I was because German is very hard. It's a very harsh
Yeah.
language. And I had cracks in my lips and I cried and that, but I did it. I got it. I did the show. I played Joyce Heth, and I had to sing the blues in German and all this stuff. And then when they brought me from London to Spain and I got off the plane, they gave me the script. I opened the script and it was the same thing. I said, dang, I didn't even think of that. I was so ready to get out of London. I didn't even
Right,
think that I would have to do this show in Spanish.
right, right.
Again, 2 weeks to
Oh,
learn the show, girl, and record the songs. And I did it. I did it.
I love
Because
that.
I learned a trick, I wrote the words phonetically. So I wrote them how they sounded to me so that I could pronounce them. And
Oh,
that was my little trick that helped me get
I need
through.
to write that down. And you know I'm over here taking notes, right? I need to write that part down because I want to be able to speak Spanish fluently. I took eight
Okay.
years of French, which I
Hmm.
still don't know a lot, and I can't speak
Hmm.
it fluently, but I really, Spanish is just so sexy. I don't know why I never thought
But
of.
that's just the case. That's just a question of practice. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Languages are a question of practice, and what happens is that people, since they don't get a chance to practice, they think they can't do it, or they don't,
Right.
they're afraid to do it, or they're nervous to do it. There are still days here when I speak perfect Spanish, and then other days I don't.
I know that's right. I
you
know
know,
that's right. If I don't write it down phonetically how I think it sounds, then I
and
probably
and
won't.
and if they get in my face, I say, well, then let's talk in English
Mm,
and see how good you do. Let's try that.
I love,
What do you think about that? At
I
least
love
I
that.
can speak Spanish now. Do you want to change and we speak in English? You
I love that. I had a question and it just escaped my head. It was something that you said that made me think, oh, that'll be a good question. And it's not on my sheet. So maybe it'll come back to me or I'll ask you
okay.
separately another time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the one question I would like to know, where else in the world have you traveled, or is there anywhere in the world that you have not traveled, but you would like to, and why?
Well, I've traveled to over, I don't know, 30, 40 countries. I've worked in all of them. There's only two places that I've never sung, and one is Paris and the other one is London.
Hmm.
But I have sung everywhere else in the world, in all of Italy, in Sweden, in Prague, in Russia, in uh, Spain, Germany, Italy, um, all of the islands, Martinique, Guadeloupe, Puerto Rico, all of America, all of Canada. I didn't do Alaska.
Mm.
Um, I like everything Asian. So,
Mm.
um, and now that I touch my feet in Africa, girl, I'm blackety black black. I am just so overwhelmed by Africa. That sea has overwhelmed me with emotion because when you touch, is this your first time going to
This will
Africa?
be my first time.
When you touch down on Africa, your soul will be changed. Your life will be changed. I promise you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Um, and that sunset that's there, that's where it all started. Okay.
Mm.
That's all I'm going to tell you. You'll never see nothing like that. That color is almost like the color of your font. It's this blood red, just
Mm.
mixed with yellows and just I
Mm.
have pictures because I took pictures of it, but uh just to go home, and that is home where we originated from, whether it was our ancestors, our ancestors, whoever it was, it's still our blood.
Mhm.
And that emotion is something that you cannot even imagine that experience. And then to see everyone is us. They asked me, well, how did you see the white people? I said, you know what? I didn't even see it. I didn't even remember. I didn't even think about it. I
Right,
never even thought about it.
right,
It just was not important. It was not even thought about. It was not even the
right.
question.
Mm.
So I tell you, I am so happy that you are going to go to Ghana.
It was thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a last minute decision, and I mean
Mhm.
last minute, because they stopped accepting. The deadline was October 31st, and I just put my deposit down on Friday.
Uh, are you going with
And
Naomi?
I don't know, I don't know who that is. No, I'm going with
Oh,
them. Have you heard of Queen Afua? You're from Brooklyn. You know who
no,
Queen
but
Afua is?
40 years I haven't been to America. I don't
She's
know
been
who that is.
serving Black women for 50 years. Queen Afua
Hmm.
teaches she wrote a book called Sacred Woman,
Hmm.
and it's got 12 gateways, and it's around womb wellness,
Hmm.
just everything, and um how what the original African culture and lifestyle was and who we
Hmm.
truly are. She has a
Hmm.
rites of passage program, and
Hmm.
it was just a beautiful experience for me as I had experienced in I was in my marriage. My husband was identified as being a narcissist.
Hmm.
And
Oh, I
in
got one of them. I know what you, I know.
so in dealing with that
Mm,
and religious practices and a combination of working a full-time job as well as running our business, all of these things,
mm,
I became disconnected from myself. I was just giving
mm,
so much of myself. And in those
mm,
situations, you know, as much as you're willing to give, others are willing to take. And
mm.
then it was just too much. And I had decided, like, I'm done. Like, this is not
God
it.
bless
Right.
you. God
And when
bless
I
you.
did that, uh, a situation presented itself where I became his full-time caregiver. And that just took me over
Mm,
the edge. Right.
mm,
And in my journey after divorcing him, I went inward. I needed to figure out, like, how did I get there? Like, what was going on with me
mm,
that I ended up here? And on that journey is when I took on my first life coach. And
mm.
I got that experience and investment in myself of that. And when I came through that, I wanted something that would allow me to never ever forget who I am again. And Queen of Fua and the Sacred Woman program came along as a 12-week experience. And then there
Mm.
was an ascension ceremony. And it's all about comedic lifestyle living, which is
Yeah,
the and it just changes the game. So she has um it's a rites of passage ceremony in Ghana.
in Ghana. Mm.
Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to that. I feel like I'm on the cusp of things. I've been dealing with some mental health challenges and all
Hmm.
of that. And I just need to, like, I see myself laying in the ocean and just allowing all of this bullshit to just wash over me and be done. Right.
You are going to have a total life change experience.
That's
And I
right.
mean, apart from going to the castle where they held the slaves before they took them to passage, there is a place also, I can't remember the name right now, where they do take you if you want to go, where they had the last bath.
Mm,
Um, yeah, and I'm sure she probably has that on her list of things. Um, I didn't go to Mandela because the island where they had him in jail all that time because the water was too choppy. But I was so
yeah.
emotional, I would imagine I wasn't supposed to go. And I
Hmm.
do want to go with my daughter when I do go back to Africa.
Yeah.
Um, but I promise you that this is going to be something that you will not. And that whole narcissist, God bless you and congratulations that you got out of that.
Yes, I'm
Because
definitely a survivor.
that's not an easy thing. And I do know that situation. The problem with the one that I know is that I'm stronger than he is, so he can't do that with me.
I know
Um,
that's right.
you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I got a mosquito here.
Oh, no.
Um, yeah, I have some spray. I find it. Yeah, I spray him. Um, so thank God that you got out of that. And you're fine. You're gonna be fine. You know what
I'm
you need to do.
definitely. Yes, ma'am.
You doing it.
Yes, ma'am.
There's nothing. You're already healing what you needed to heal. You passed all of that. That
Yes.
was yesterday's news.
Yes, it is.
I'm very, very, very happy for you.
Thank you.
Totally.
I've got three more questions for you, and we
Sure.
can wrap it up. So the first one is, do you have a favorite quote or mantra that you'd like to leave with us?
Well, I said them earlier. It's either a lesson or a blessing, and that my sky has no limit. And don't block your blessings. That's very important.
I love that. I love that. I love that. My second question is, how can lovely women that are called to you find you?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that. Uh, I will give you the links, but actually you have the links. there.
Okay.
So they can find me at Michelle McCain on Instagram. They can find me at the Michelle McCain Experience for my music or for the YouTube channel that will be fully up and running. It's up now, but it will be much fuller. One of the videos I have talk about menopause
Mm,
and the connection between women, whales, and elephants and
mm,
menopause. So it kind of dives into the history of it and I'm trying to do, I'm thinking about doing a little bit of evergreen content in all of my videos to take it from where we started as women and where we are now and what
Asha.
we need to do in between.
I love
So
that.
because a lot of the history is always lost and that so many of the young people or younger people don't know the history of anything. So I want to do that. So that's what I'm kind of working on with the YouTube video. And
That
then
sounds so
Michelle
rich.
McCain at the Michelle McCain Experience, a safe space for women over 50, is in school. But in fact, I will send you the links
Okay. And
if you find
school,
that you don't have them, because you do have them.
I'm certain I do. School is SKOOL, folks, if you're looking
Mhm.
for that. And then your website is the Michelle
The
McCain
Michelle McCain.net.
.net. Awesome.
Yeah, and all the links are also there in the Michelle McCain.net.
We will have them all on this YouTube video for you all. So click, join, like, subscribe on the YouTube. That's where she's going to be spending all her time as she's still in this space of learning and taking it all in. I love, love, love,
Yeah.
love, love that for you. So technically, two more questions. Is there
Mhm.
anything else that I have not asked or that you would like to share before we get out of here?
No, I think that we've had a lovely conversation. I truly enjoyed myself. And as I said, I've been doing quite a few podcasts this week all of a sudden, and they've all been wonderful. And yours is I felt very comfortable and very at home. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And no, just everybody bless up, take care, love one another.
Yes.
It doesn't cost anything to be kind, you know? Um, and that's pretty much it.
Well, you give us a beautiful example of what that looks like. This has just been yummy and just so I feel so warm and nurtured and
Oh,
seen being here with you, spending this
oh,
time with you. So
thank
it's so
you.
wonderful for me. So before we get out of here, my very last question is, do you
Mhm.
have any questions for me? I ask all the questions, but then I give my guests an opportunity to ask me questions.
So, where do you see yourself in 2025?
In 2025, um, two major things.
Mhm.
Heavy on travel,
Good.
and I have the brand Ain't No Way Like the Midwest Way.
Mhm.
I'm a food entrepreneur and restaurateur, and I am going to move in that direction of pursuing opening my
Wow.
restaurant and white labeling my gourmet sauce.
Ooh, I love it.
Yes,
I
yes.
love it. Well, you have to come to Spain. You have to come to Mallorca because as someone who is in the food and wine and these things, you have to come here.
Oh yes, I have to bring you. You'll love it. It's all organic, and it's pretty much all herb based. It's
Okay.
all natural. So
Wow.
it's maintained in the cooler, not on the shelf. It's like everybody else can do that. That's not what we're doing.
Uh-huh.
It's
Uh-huh.
an 80-year
Sounds
recipe.
wonderful.
Oh, it's divine.
But see, nobody knows that, do they?
Some people know. I just have not. When I
Very
was going
few.
through, yeah, when I was going through all
Mm-hmm.
of this, it just, I put it on the shelf because the
Mm-hmm.
coaching came into the frame as I was on my journey.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, shoot, I've been doing this for free for 30 years and this is a profession? What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
understand. Well,
Yeah.
yes, you must travel because you need to be tasting food everywhere you go. And Spain is the gourmet, the center of gourmet of the world and wines and all of these
Yeah.
things. So yes, please come and visit.
I
Make
am
that
going,
one of your stops.
I am absolutely. So Europe is has never really been on my travel plans. Like
Hmm
you said, you come to Africa. I want to see everything black. Every black country that I can visit, I'm good on. I've spent a lot of money and time over there. Nothing against them, but
hmm
I don't know. I want to explore. I just want to be engulfed with my
Well,
people.
we've got Morocco at the bottom of Spain, which is also Africa. So you
Hmm.
can come here, you can see that you can all the spices, all the culture, the
Yes.
food, the
Yeah.
couscous, all of that. So I mean, you would be able to connect with a lot of things here. Don't
Yeah.
forget that the Moors were here in
Yes.
Spain
Yeah.
before the Spanish, so we've been everywhere.
Hello.
We've been everywhere.
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, just come on, get that passport together and start doing that stuff. And
Yes.
when you come this way, I'll be here to pick you up at the airport.
Yes. I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna be talking about this. This has been wonderful. Well, thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much for your presence and being here and sharing the Michelle McCain experience with us all. We're looking forward to it. Do you have any engagements or anything coming up that you want to tell the people about before we go?
What, as far as singing?
Or whatever you got going on?
No,
Okay.
no. Because I'm really not singing anymore unless it's something that's really interesting and big and bigger. Bigger is better.
Yes.
And and no, I'm just, I'm here working. I'm like a Santa in the pole working, getting that stuff together.
Isn't that
And
beautiful?
yeah, it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, probably now that I'm totally awake, when we get finished, I'll probably start working on something. I've been checking out uh some new platforms because for recording and being able to edit and being able to have the studio and everything at the same place. So I
Mm,
found one that I like, and I think I'm going to go with them.
okay.
But yeah, just I'm here doing this. This is what I'm doing. And for 2025, I need to have it all in place. Your podcast that I'm doing is live. I The other two that I did last week are taped. They come out in after January.
Okay.
And
That's a long time. Mm,
one is like 2 million viewers.
Ashe.
One is a lot of stuff going on there. So I'm happy that it's coming out later because then I will have everything set up. And
Okay.
the other one I did was this wonderful girl from America that lives over here, and she has an award-winning podcast also that she's doing called something Flourish. So she talks to Black
Mm,
women that are living in Europe that have moved to Europe. So they can be here, or they can be in the Middle East, or they can be in
yeah.
Thailand, or they can be, but Black women that have moved out of America. So I did her podcast the other day, and
Fantastic.
that also comes out later, you know.
Okay.
But anyway, I love that I did those because it helped me prepare myself for you because I haven't been doing podcasts. So
Yeah.
this was like a crash course in podcast.
I love it.
Which also helps me get ready for mine. So it's all good. It's all
It's
connected
all
and it's
good.
all good.
Yes. Well, you're going to get this one right away, and you can share the link wherever you would like. And we also, once we're done, we turn it into shorts as well. So you'll see those come out too on your Instagram, like we did with the announcement of you
Uh-huh.
being on the show. And so
Okay.
you'll just click the accept the invite to collaborate, and it'll show on your page if you want.
Oh,
We'll
oh,
collaborate.
absolutely. Of course. I'll
Yeah.
put it everywhere.
Yes. So
Everywhere. And well, yeah, it's been wonderful. And I thank you so, so, so much. Really.
awesome. Well, we're going to get out of here, you all. We thank you for being here. This has been so divine and so rich. As you see, Michele McCain is an experience. And if you're looking for her, check her out on all her social media handles. They are going to be in the description box on this video. Like and subscribe my channel as well as hers, so you don't miss anything that's going on. In the
Don't miss it.
meantime, yes, in the meantime and between time, you all take care of yourselves. Be really good to yourself.
And don't block
Bye.
your